Hey, how's it going, fight fans? Welcome to Mind for Combat. If you're new to this channel, my name's Rohan. This is my platform where I do boxing and MMA related content. If you're new to this channel, why don't you help me grow my little platform? All you got to do is subscribe to the channel, like the video if you like it, and maybe hit that bell icon so you know whenever I upload a video. With that said, in this video I'm going to be going through 4 of my top 4 must-watch boxers competing right now. Now, let me give you guys a bit of a preamble, which I always do with all my videos. The way I've looked at this video is the sport of boxing is very different to the sport of MMA. Now, just because someone's a world champion in MMA, if someone's a UFC champion, for example, everyone will know who that is. But in the sport of boxing, that's not necessarily the case. Being a champion isn't enough. Being undefeated isn't enough. Winning fights isn't enough in the world of boxing. There's something more that needs to get you that promotional push for the world to get behind you. And also because of the politics in the sport of boxing, a lot of boxers don't really get the recognition that they deserve and maybe don't get the top tier fights for a long period of time. So the guys that I've put on my list, they're all world champions. So these are all guys that are holding titles right now. And yes, there was tons of guys that I could have added to this list, like Vasyl Lomachenko is one of my current favourite boxers competing right now. Obviously, there's no point in doing guys like Vasyl, like Canelo Alvarez, like Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, Terence Crawford, Errol Spence. There's no point because you guys know who all of these guys are. So I thought maybe some of these guys may be new names to you, some guys that you may not know. And yes, these are world champions, and these are guys that I believe deserve a ton of respect in the fight game, and maybe for you guys to tune in. I know anyone watching my video is a true fight fan. And another point that I wanted to make out was that the last 2 videos that I've done like this, my top 4 must-watch in One Championship and in Bellator, have completely bombed. So I'm only doing this video for you guys because it was requested for me. This is for you guys, so I hope you guys enjoy this. And I don't really care about the views. I'm doing this because I love the fight game, and I do this because I love interacting with you guys. So if there's any other videos you guys want to watch, just comment below and I'll get up. I used to do an Ask Requested series, which was literally any videos you guys request, it was always going to come up. And I hold to that, even though I don't do it every Monday like I used to. You guys just keep firing off your video suggestions and they'll always get up, regardless of if they get me views on the larger scale or not. It's irrelevant. I'm doing this for you guys. Without further ado, let's get into it. So the first name that I'm going to drop at my number 4 is Jaime Munguia. Now, Jaime Munguia, for those of you guys who don't know, he's a young 23-year-old super welterweight fighter who just moved up to light middleweight. This kid is absolutely outstanding. He's 35-0 as it stands right now. 28 of those wins are by knockout, and he was a long-time reigning super welterweight champion. He stands at 6'1", fighting at super welterweight, which made him a much bigger welterweight. But he's still so young. He's growing into his body and his skill set, and he's already got 35 professional fights. This Mexican banger is an absolute killer of fighters. And he's a guy that really puts on exciting fight after exciting fight. Now, if there's been one weakness, it's been that he's a bit too fan-friendly, i.e. he gets into brawls. That's not necessarily something that I like to see from a young fighter because you want to promote the sweet science. But it makes him very viewable. Now, for whatever reason, he doesn't get the recognition that he deserves. He's an undefeated world champion, young man who has exciting fights, and he's one that definitely deserves your attention. A lot of people are talking about Errol Spence moving up to fight Canelo. I don't think so. I think this is the man who's waiting to welcome him to the bigger divisions, and this is the guy who I want to see him get matched up with. That'll work great for me on both ends. Both young guys, both undefeated. That'll be a great fight. And at number 4, just to be clear, I got Jaime Munguia. Now, I'm sure his name is not pronounced Jamie, being that he's Mexican. Probably something like Jaime or Jaime, or I ain't gonna do this shit, but probably something like that. Anyways, moving on, at number 3, we got the undefeated former amateur world champion. That's Artur Beterbiev. Artur Beterbiev, the Russian, is 15-0 with all 15 coming by way of knockout. You guys may know him because he was actually recently in a video with Georges St. Pierre. Georges St. Pierre and him are actually training partners. And Artur Beterbiev just took out Alexander Govodnich, who had taken out Adonis Stevenson previously. This is a really devastating, dangerous light heavyweight fighter. He's getting on in age now. He's 35 years old. He started boxing a bit later in the game, which is becoming more and more common. So considering he hasn't had that many fights, maybe he has got a bit of a longer shelf life than you would expect for a 35-year-old boxer to have. But he's a really, really good fighter, one that I really like to watch, and he's a guy that has put on some really exciting fights. He's a prolific finisher, carries big power, and he is incredibly skilled in his all-round game. He's currently a unified champion, by the way. He holds the IBF and IBR, I believe, whatever it is. I believe it's the IBF. Definitely holds that belt, and he's looking to unify the division. I'm very excited to see what the future holds for him. Artur Beterbiev, he's devastating. He's undefeated. He's a finisher, well-rounded, super skillful, and comes across as a very genuine, respectful guy. So guys, check out Artur Beterbiev, who's an incredible talent and one that definitely deserves your attention. in the year of 2020. I can't wait to see him. What's next for him. The next guy is actually kind of shocking that he doesn't get more recognition, because he has a lofty 40 wins and 0 losses professional boxing record. Now, that don't mean much in the world of boxing. That's not like being 40-0 in MMA. Obviously, that's never going to happen. Well, it might actually, but it's not the same. But still, 40-0 with a world championship to his name, having defended the belt 6 times, 26 knockouts, still only 28 years old, and that's Gilberto Ramirez. That's what I mean. Sometimes I talk a bit too fast and then I start getting tongue-tied on my own words. But Gilberto Ramirez is an absolute stunning fighter. He fights so... How do I explain his fighting style? His fighting style, he's technical and he's down to engage. He's a fun fighter. He's very smart, very talented. He's big and rangy for his weight class. He fights at super middleweight, so with Canelo coming up, I wouldn't mind seeing Canelo fight him. That'll be a great fight. All Mexican showdown for world championships. That's a great one. I've been rooting to see him fight Callum Smith for a little while, but Callum Smith, I believe, may have some unfinished business now with John Ryder. I believe that Ryder should probably have gotten that decision, but regardless, this Gilberto Ramirez is a great fighter for you guys to be watching. He's a guy that I'm very fond of, whose fights I never miss. I think you guys should be watching him out as well. So guys, check out Gilberto Ramirez. Now at number 1, I'm biased, right? As with every fight fan, we are biased and we have our personal favourites. So now, you guys may even already know about this, but there was no way I was going to make a list of boxers to include that you guys should watch and not include this guy. Just on the off chance you guys don't know who he is. And that's, in my opinion, probably, if not the pound for pound best boxer in the world right now, number 2, confidently, and that's Naoya Inoue. Naoya Inoue is an absolute monster, which funnily is his nickname, is Naoya Monster Inoue. He's a brilliant fighter, undefeated, 19-0. He's won world championships in 2 weight classes. That's light bantamweight and currently bantamweight. He just won the Super Series as well and took out Nonito Donaire in an absolute war of a fight. If you guys haven't already, check that out. That was one of the best fights of 2019. Honestly, if you guys are just MMA fans or just boxing fans, you do yourself a disservice, because there's so many brilliant fights going on around the world. And don't worry, guys, I got you. I'll tell you about all the fighters. So if you're just MMA fans, shout me. I'll tell you about the boxers. If you're just boxing fans, shout me. I'll tell you guys about MMA. I know my boy Connor Shaw, he's getting into MMA now, and he just started off just as a boxing fan. So many of you guys that are learning about boxing, like Bradford Lad, I know you're learning about boxing as well and starting to follow it. There's some great fights out there beyond the politics. There's some animals. So my number 1 is my personal favorite boxer right now. That might change because I love fighting, but it's Naoya Inoue. Naoya Inoue is absolutely exceptional fighter. He's a guy that I really enjoy watching. I wish you guys would as well. Anyways, guys, why don't you guys comment below with your top 4 must-watch boxers in 2020. Let me know if you think I've missed anyone off the list, and let me know what you thought of my list. If you've checked out these guys already, let me know what you think about the fighters, and if you think that these guys are all crappy, let me know why. Anyways, guys, like I said, I'm Rohan. This is Mind for Combat. Thank you for watching.